Is this gonna be like super hot? It's gonna be like super hot. I'm probably gonna burn myself on camera. Do it for the views. Oh, am I self-promoting my own mug? Oh my god. I burned myself. I'm gonna do a thumbnail with fire coming out of my mouth and it says, I burned myself, question mark, called 911. We gotta make some money somehow. A few hours ago, I posted my previous video where I talked about Project Awakening, and I said if you guys could guess what game was like that reminded me of Project Awakening, and it was getting made. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna check the comments to see if anyone guessed. If you did, I'm gonna be very, very impressed. It's not Dragon's Dogma 2. I would love a Dragon's Dogma 2 though. New Berserk game. One Punch. Maybe new Ghost in the Shell game. No. If that's your guess, no. Is it Arise of Awakener? No. Waiting for Elden Ring? Me too. Okay, so nobody guessed it. It's early days still. Maybe somebody will eventually guess it. I keep looking on here because I'm afraid that it's gonna go blurry because one of my videos was blurry and I was so annoyed. Like, also, the hair, it's a bit tall at the moment, but not long enough to actually braid. But Nick's mom is here, so she tried to help me out, so just bear with me. Also, the video game awards are tonight. Definitely tune in. It's today, Thursday, the 9th of December. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific. We also got a really interesting tweet by Aaron Flynn the other day, and he says that they will be revealing his new game. A lot of people were guessing that it was going to be the next Dragon Age. I was like, well, Aaron Flynn doesn't work for BioWare anymore. Also, just a little something something, Nick, my fiance, works with Aaron, so I just hear a Nick. He's gonna open the door. He's out there. 나요?
I'm sorry. Can I be in it?
예요?
Hello.
나요.
She's back.
Daisy.
Bye.
Bye. Let's. So yeah, that was Nick, my boo. This game that we're gonna talk about right now is called Crimson Desert. This was announced last Video Game Awards. Was it last? Yes, I think it was. And it was supposed to come out this year, but because of COVID and everything, it was pushed back to possibly next year, so 2022. Crimson Desert is being developed by Pearl Abyss, which are the creators of Black Desert Online. Black Desert, I've never played it. It is known for its really, really good character creator. Like the details and everything you could customize. So a lot of people were thinking that Crimson Desert was the next game in a series, and people were thinking that this was going to be an MMO just like Black Desert, but it's not. It's actually an open world action RPG which I'm like, 던져. So fans of Black Desert were kind of worried because the developers were focusing on this new game, Crimson Desert. Some of the stuff was going to be no longer updated for Black Desert, but that's not the case. There are two teams working on both games, so they are separate. There will be an online multiplayer aspect to Crimson Desert. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. You have team members, so I think very much like in Dragon Age or like in BioWare games where you have a party. And in the footage that we've seen, you could see sometimes 2 characters, you could see 3 characters with you. But I think the multiplayer or the online aspect of it will be like in Fable. I think it was Fable 3 or 2, where your friend could come in as a help, like as a party member, and help you out with some stuff. If somebody jumps in or if they're in the multiplayer mode, I was reading that you get to do other things, so you get to explore. The storyline, it sounds like is only for the single player. If your friends can jump in and be the party members, I always kind of thought that might be really cool with Dragon Age, you know, like with Dragon Age Inquisition, if friends could come in and play like Dorian, or somebody else could be Varric. I always thought that could be really, really fun with friends. So the name of the character that you play, his name is Macduff. This is supposed to be a fictitious setting. They tried to mix in some historical accuracy. They are taking some creative freedom, but they said that they really wanted to make a game that came natural to a Western audience. The world is called Pywell. There are PvP and PvE elements, with dungeons to explore, puzzles to solve, and mythical creatures to slay and ride. The footage that they've captured has been captured on PC, which is very typical for developers to do, but they are aiming for and promising for console ports. They also want to emphasize that this is more based on or focused on the single player, and the multiplayer aspect is a smaller experience in the game. The developers were talking about how they really, really wanted to focus on the combat and make it very realistic. They tried to make it very dynamic, so like you could drop your weapon, or your enemies can drop weapons and then just pick up a random weapon that they find and not have to pick up their own weapon or even their own weapon type. They also wanted to incorporate like actual wrestling moves and also taekwondo, I think. But then there's this aspect that kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed. Macduff has this power where he can use this power to find signals. It almost looks like a type of vision where you could see things that you don't see without this ability on. If you fight, like, say, a monster that wields or that uses lightning, if you kill that monster, you end up being able to wield lightning. I love that because it just opens the doors for so many interesting combat combos and moves and stuff, especially when you could use the elements. The engine is unique, so this is why I was almost like, so is Project Awakening just Crimson Desert? I guess, you know, that's how a lot of engines start, right? Like the CD Projekt Red, their engine, the Red Engine, I think is called, with The Witcher. They said that you will be able to explore new towns with other members of their group, and in the towns you can meet new NPCs and help them with their problems. So I'm guessing these are just side quests, you know, like probably some fetch quests. Hopefully they have some more meat to them. There's plenty of horse riding, which is a plus for me always. Macduff is from Quaden. His heritage is a major source of conflict, and some scenes show Macduff when he was younger. Maybe that's where this power is tied to his lineage, and he's, I don't know, maybe like Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings, you know, he's just a ranger, but actually deep inside he's this king or something. Time dungeons. This is another aspect of the weird phenomenon that's going on here that we don't know. That they're called time dungeons, it has to do with time, right? So I don't know if maybe you could go to the past and relive things, maybe like Assassin's Creed where you could relive moments of your ancestors or something. So yeah, that's what we know so far about Crimson Desert. As of July 29 this year. I am so excited about this game. I don't think there's going to be a CC. I don't think there's going to be a character creator. Maybe you could play as a male or a female. They're just calling the character Macduff. For trailers and teasers and stuff, they obviously have to stick to one default character. For Black Desert to have one of the best character creators and then Crimson Desert doesn't, I'd be so sad because it'd be like, no, the potential. Hopefully we see something for the Video Game Awards on this game. Please let me know what you guys think about Crimson Desert. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.